Well, tonight, guys, we got something totally different because I still got to get caught up on, the old IROC Z convertible. Later tonight, I'm planning on bleeding the brakes, maybe letting her back down or putting some transmission fluid in her, and, all that good kind of stuff. But tonight, I love my Bandito, I love my IROC, but just the facts being the facts, their headlights suck. Anybody that drives these F-bodies know these headlights suck. They're horrible at night. You can't see anything. You bright light people, and half the time they don't even know they're being bright lighted, and that's the facts, Jack. So we got some of these things from the Amazonian site, and we're gonna give them a whirl. So I've read mixed reviews on these. This one's called Parts Am. I think they at least had 4 stars. At least one review did, right? And I actually have some different ones ordered for the old IROC Z. The reasons why I'm gonna put these ones in this car, these were originally gonna go in the IROC, but them are kind of ugly. Yep. Homemade ugly. So these ones, you can't really see. And Trans Ams don't look that good with the headlights up. So it's kind of a trade, you know what I mean? So we're going to, hello. We're going to trade these things out, hopefully, because I don't think, for some reason, I don't think the dims work on this anyway. I don't know if they're burnt out or just don't have power. I have no idea. Like, whenever I built this car, I built it for, like, extreme fun now. You know what I mean? And I had to fix some problems along the way that I didn't know on LS swaps, and whew, yeah. So now I'm pretty happy to say she's a pretty happy Bandito. She runs excellent. And, we're probably going to do a 6-speed and a 6-liter swap next winter. I would say next winter. So anyway, not that one. I don't think that one. I don't know. Maybe that one? I don't know. But she's more likely going to have a 6-liter swap in it. A little bit of 416 action, stroker. Is it 416? I think it's 416. Somewhere in there. Either way, that's not what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about replacing these fellers. And I hope, you know what? These things might be too big. Darn it. Okay, we might have to go. Yep, Bart'll do. Dang on it. Step number 12. You're done with that one. And, yep. Shoot. I didn't know they took different headlights. I thought all these F-bodies took the exact same. Dang it. And I'm not ready for the IROC yet, so dang it. Well, it looks like I'm going to hurry up, bleed the brakes, do some painting underneath there with the 415. And we might be doing this headlight swap / conversion thing on the IROC, even though I got new headlights coming for the IROC. Yep, didn't think that through. Hey, on the plus side, look, I got like half of the insulation. Okay, maybe a third. But it's a lot more gooder than it was, because like, it's gooder, trust me. It's way gooder. So yeah, let me do some work on the IROC. Nobody wants to see me bleed brakes. That's boring. You pump the pedal, you crack the bleeder, not a big deal. So if you guys really have questions on that, send me a message and I'll show you how. It doesn't matter to me. So dang it, I was really amped up to show you guys this. Farfanogan, dang it. All right, well, we're gonna hang up the phone on this one and go to the next project, because that just seems like the more gooder thing to do right now. All right. Well, kids, I'm still working on the IROC, still bleeding the brakes. Had a few lines I apparently forgot to tighten, which is important in a hydraulic system, if you're wondering. Some of these brakes you can bleed gravity wise. What I mean by that is you put fluid in your reservoir, you know, right there. Brake fluid, nothing oil, by the way. No power steering fluid, none of that crap. Straight brake fluid. Believe me, there's a reason why I mentioned that. Then you just pump your brake fluid a few times, then you hear. If you hear that, you forgot to tighten the line, which is when it may have happened at least twice. Yep. Because I was wrapping up the brake line and I forgot to tighten one and didn't tighten one good enough. Anyway, I say that to say this. I'm gonna wheel myself over here because that's more fun. I'll show you kids how to adjust drum brakes. If you've got an older car, there's a very high percentile that she's got drum brakes on it. There's even a more high percentile the older you get. That's right. A lot of those, if they want an SS, not a Z28, just a plain Jane, 6-cylinder, or even a small block car, a lot of them have 4-wheel drum brake. They're horrible because drum brakes stink, man. They have a real horrible brake fade, and if you don't know what that is, it's whenever you overheat your brakes to the point that they stop stopping. Christopher Smalley, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Your dad's old Sport Fury. I know you remember. But anyway, I'm not trying to get you in trouble, Smalls. I'm just saying, you know, I know you remember, and you were like, hey man, my car's not stopping. And that's whenever I told you about brake fade. And we found out your, I think it was a 62, right? 62 Sport Fury? Push button automatic? Anyway, I'm getting off the track now. But what I'm saying here is drum brakes. These critters. So, I don't know if you guys remember or not, whenever I pulled these off, they were not adjusted correctly. Not adjusted correctly. So, here's a real gooder way to adjust them. Let's just see. There's something in here. Let me just show you from the easier side, and then it might explain it better. Drum brakes. Nobody in the mechanical world misses these at all, I promise you. So, I mean, you know, there's your springs and, you know, your thick shoe forward and blah, 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 blah. This, right? Can you see me now? Hold on, Jet. Can you see that old critter right here? I bet you can. This is your star wheel adjuster. Now, your star wheel adjuster can be adjusted either before you put on your drum. If you have a brand new drum, you can slide it on and do it before. If you have an older drum, like I do, actually what I did was took my little grinder looking thingy, and because after a while and some miles and rust and magic time and whatever, you'll get a lip on there. So you'll need to take that off or just force it on and then adjust it afterwards. I prefer to put it on and then adjust it, because that's when you're going to get your perfect kind of, the right amount of drag, I want to call it. So anyway, there's 2 holes generally right there in the back. This is your backing plate, by the way. Okay, and that's what your brakes set on. Disc brakes even have a backing plate. So you'll come through this hole, if I could see it, daggone it. And what you'll do is you'll hit your star wheel adjuster. It's pretty neat. Now, here's the even more gooder thing. It'll only adjust the way it's supposed to adjust. So don't think, well, how do I know which way to adjust it? If you go to pull it down and it doesn't adjust, you just hear springs making all kind of racket, you went the wrong way. Go down, you know, go this way, pry it that way, and you'll see what I mean here in a sec. So see how I'm trying to get underneath there and see what it's doing? It's not wanting to adjust. So now I'm going to go from the top and pry it down, and looky there. Hear that? That bad boy's clicking, isn't it? So that's the way it's supposed to go. It's supposed to go counterclockwise versus clockwise. And generally, the other side will go the exact opposite. You want these star wheel adjusters, these things right here with the adjusting ring, you want those puppies moving free. I personally put anti-seize on mine because these were frozen. I got them all free, so I didn't have to buy new. And granted, they're cheap. I mean, the whole spring kit's pretty cheap. It's like 20 bucks, probably with a star wheel adjuster. But I mean, of all the things I saved money on, I saved 20 bucks. Go figure, right? Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to adjust this drum to where it just has enough drag. And I don't know, you know, I'm running on 6 minutes of just sitting here gabbing. So let me get this thing adjusted, and then I will show you what the proper amount of drag should be, okay? This is going to be for your emergency brake to hold right, and it's just going to be more gooder this way. You're going to have better brakes in the rear, everything. So give me 1 second to adjust it, and like I say, I'm going to put the drum on and adjust it from the back. Right through these holes that you can hopefully see somewhere in here-ish. Right, yeah, there's one, and there's one. But they're universal backing plates, one fits per, you know, they can swap them. That's why they have both of them from the factory. They normally have a little rubber plug. If you have the rubber plug, put the sucker back in there, because that's to keep moisture and rain and all that nastiness out, and that's going to get in your drum. So I'm actually going to look for some rubber plugs and put in there. Hopefully I don't forget. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and adjust that, then I'll show you the proper drag. All right? All right, guys, so this right here to me, oh shoot, that's a little tight. And I forgot to shut off my DVD players. Give me just 1 second. I like to watch movies, it distracts me. Just about the right kind of way, you know? But you can't hear me if the movie's playing, so may not be as good, or maybe it's good, or anyway, that was the chair, not me. So this to me is about the right amount. What you want to do is feel for drag, okay? Now the car's in neutral, and right here, just to where, you know, you put it on there and it just catches, okay? Now this drum here was lip free, didn't really have much. I think this drum was actually replaced and the other one wasn't. That's why I didn't show you on the driver's side. I'm gonna try to show you that with some better lighting, hopefully. All right, can you guys see that? Yep. All right, so I'm gonna need both hands on this, and what I'm gonna do is just twist it, and I can feel some drag here, and then to get it off there, you just hear how it kind of grabbed them brakes, and then you want to slide him on. Just like that, okay? Now that's actually still a little loose, so I'm gonna have to adjust it just a little bit more. But you get the gist. You want to just be able to slide the drum on and just be able to turn it where it has just a slight bit of drag. But you don't want it to where you can't turn it. If you can't, you're going to burn up your brakes and your drum, and it's just not going to be good. It's actually going to seem like your car probably has less power because your brake will kind of be on. Then you're going to get the funky smell in the car, and you know, it's just not, it's not gooder. So I'm just going to adjust that just a little bit more for my own satisfaction, and then we'll zip this thing on there, and I'm going to show you how to feel the transmission on a manual T5. This is going to be a smorgasbord type video if you haven't figured that out. I'm going to show you just a little bit of everything. So, but we're going to have to make sure we got good brakes back here before we continue, after I adjust the brake and all that good stuff. So give me just a second. I'm going to adjust this out, And the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to put transmission fluid in the transmission. On these cars, it calls for ATF, automatic transmission fluid. Dextron, Mercron, something like that. They're all pretty much the same. Any of this new stuff should work. I am going to be using, what did I grab? I think I grabbed Castrol. I actually went to go grab Royal Purple and couldn't find any. You know, the word of 2021 and 2022 is shortage. So I'm actually going to put this stuff in right here because I like Castrol. Castrol's pretty good stuff. So I'm going to be using this. I think it's going to take around 3 quarts. I think I bought a case, or like half a case, or 8. I don't know how many I grabbed, but I grabbed enough to do it. And I'm going to show you how I do it. It's a little tricky on a t-5, but just give me 1 second to get the brakes all done, wrapped up, and then we'll zing it on down there. All right. All right, well, you probably have already tried to start your car, I'm guessing, right? And you heard the fuel pump cycle, but the starter ain't doing anything. Then you're thinking, man, did that brand new starter I put on, did that? Is it junk? No, don't be silly. I purposely do some of these things just to see if anybody says, okay, well, how did you get it to do this, do that, and the other? Well, I'm going to show you. So, I'm not telling you to bypass a neutral safety switch. I'm not telling you that. I'm simply saying if you're waiting on a neutral safety switch to come in on for your brake pedal, your clutch pedal down there, because there is a sensor there that you can wire these wires to, and then it will work correctly. But if you need to move said car and you have all the fluid and it's bled and everything's gooder, then maybe, just maybe, first make sure she's out of gear, son. And then you can do one of 2 things. You can temporarily, just to move the car or whatever you decide, I'm not telling you to do this, because this is a safety issue. I'm simply saying it can be done to start the car, to move it, to try out your work. Not really necessarily a road test or anything, just in the garage, no movement. Anyway, so this originally went to your shifter, right? Oh man, there's so many wires. I wonder which ones go. Do you know? I do. It's the purple and the yellow. Now that one looks a little funky for some reason, like it got hot. Because believe it or not, yeah, that looks slightly smoked. Maybe that cigarette got down in there on that yellow one and did some Marlboro damage. Anyway, yellow, see that? And the one right next to it, purple. They're bigger wires. Those 2 prongs. You can run 2 wires from there underneath to your new clutch pedal neutral safety switch, or you can do a jumper there to move your car temporarily, you know. And if you try to start it, it's going to start in gear. If it's in gear, it will start probably, and you're going to have a big old oh my god. So I do not recommend doing that. However, if you stick a jumper wire between there, the car will start, and there will be no safety net to catch your butt. It's going to be just that, okay? Now, I haven't really did the research yet, but 2 of these wires also go to your reverse backup lights, and I'm not really sure which. So you can do like a little test and probably do the exact same thing. You probably test one for hot and then just, you know, jumper it and see if your reverse lights come on. Shoot, I'm not really sure. That's probably how I'm going to end up doing it. So, and then you can wire that to the back of your tail shaft. I think it is. I think that's where that sensor's at. There's a sensor back there, or a solenoid, whatever you want to call it, that I think it's a 2-wire that you can plug into. You can probably get the pigtail for next to nothing off Amazon, any Insight. I think I heard it was around 10 bucks maybe. So, or if you happen to get the junkyard harness, good for you. Cut that pigtail off, wire that down through, you're good to go. You have reverse lights. But I just want to, oh, one more thing. You're going to wonder also, well, what do I do with this here cable, right? You know what that is? That is to lock this key. And I accidentally turned it over. Anyway, it's to lock this key. That way, so whenever you're in drive and you shut the car off, or you're in reverse and you can't get the key out, that's what that cable's for. You can go ahead and remove that. I think it goes all the way up to the column. So you can cut it with a pair of side cuts or whatever the heck you want to. I kind of half a thought about leaving it in there, and then I kind of thought, I don't know, do I really want to? It's not really hurting anything, but it doesn't really benefit anything. So, I mean, I guess the choice is yours. In a later episode, I'm going to show you how to tighten these steering columns for, you see that slop? I'm going to show you how to fix that later. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys, man, that thing's got, look at that. That's just not gooder. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to make that more gooder later. But the neutral safety switch, that is the dealio. And that's how you can wire it and all that good jazz. So I didn't forget a step. And like I say, I wanted to make sure and wrap up all of this that I could, because everything that I found on the internet, nothing goes into this great a detail that I've seen. So I think this is definitely helpful. Hopefully it's helping you guys. So I'm gonna get back at it. Well, we got it raised up after we had dropped it, raising it. Long story. But if you hear a sound while you're raising the front and the rear's on jack stands, go check it, because it could be your jack stand like creaking backwards and falling. Don't be under it when it happens. I wasn't, thank God. But anyway, back to the gooder stuff. Now, how to fill a manual transmission with transmission fluid. It's pretty easy. I don't know if you guys are new to this or new to the channel or whatever, but this is regular Dextron Mercron. This is what you can find on any 80, 90 weight type of gear oil, gear fluid, whatever you want to call it. And a 3/8, I think it's 3/8, is that 3/8? Yeah, 3/8 hose. Cut it accordingly. I brought a knife just in case it's too long. So the thing that kind of stinks is you won't be able to squeeze all this in there just because of the angle, and you'll see what I mean. The first thing you'll need, besides all this, tool wise, well, is the jack stand. Ugh. And furthermore, you will see one that I've already removed the drain plug. See that? It's going. But that right there, that's the drain, that's the fill. Now how this works is you only add fluid until it starts coming out that hole. How do you get that thing out? Right there. Your regular Gordon variety 3/8 ratchet. Pretty easy. So hopefully I don't get this crap all over my camera or recorder thingy. Where in the world? I just dropped the hose. There it goes. So oh my god, can't get this thing to cooperate for nothing. All right, so in order to fill this, hopefully you can see this, put that dirty bird right in there. Make sure you get past those threads, And then you just put that sucker in there. You might have to give her a little squeeze. I try to get them up as high as I can, but I may have made this hose just a little too long. We'll see. I'm just going to squeeze it in there. Hold on to it so it don't go flying everywhere. I think it's about 2 to 3 quarts. It might be more. It's been a long time since I've done this. So, and I'm not really sure how much leaked out. It was a lot. It looked like a lot. So, good night almighty. But I want to go ahead and zoom this sucker in so you guys can see it. Do you see how I have that? Oh my god. A little bit of a cramped space here. And then right there. Okay? So that to the old whoop. And that's how we fill it. Now, like I said, you just fill it until it runs out. There's no sense in you guys watching this whole boring thing. So I'm actually going to turn off the camera and, you know, that way so I don't get this nice transmission fluid all over this thing. And once that's tightened, you just tighten. Once that's filled, it'll run out the fill hole. Whenever it does that, simply just thread in the thing right there, and you don't have to torque it super tight. It's not going to leak generally. So just snug her down pretty good, about like a drain plug on an oil pan. Not the just a little, not much. Okay, so that's how you do that on a T5. And yeah, so maybe we'll get to the headlights, maybe, I'm not really sure. But just give me a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and fill this transmission, put the plug back in it, then we'll get back on it. All right guys, so yep, I filled her up all the way. I was going to show you another way to check, but you know, if it's dripping like that, you definitely got her. So then you just thread it in and tighten her down, and then that'll stop that magical leak there. So if you're not sure if you got it, guys, all you got to do is just stick your pinky finger in there, and if you have fluid on it whenever you come out and your hands are clean, you got it. But here you go. You just stick the end of the ratchet in, no socket whatsoever, and you just tighten. It's real loose right now. Like I say, you don't have to hit it with a bunch of torque. I mean, this sucker's going to seal pretty good. And then you just go until you feel, yep, that's about right. So that is that part. Oh, goodness. All right, so I know I may have originally wanted to do some headlights, and I did, but this is going to wrap up the 5-speed swap. That's everything in a nutshell that I can think of, because we got the 5-speed in it, we put fluid in it, we bled the rear brakes after switching the rear end in it, and I honestly don't think I forgot a single thing on it. Bleeding the master cylinder, it's on there. Slave cylinder, it's on there. So I think we got this one crossed off the list. So on our next adventure, we're going to be trying out the old Amazonian headlights, wherever they went. And I can't let that down because I have my flashlight under there and I'll crush it. Anyway, so that's the final episode of 5-speed swap. If I missed anything, guys, let me know. I don't think that I did. Nope, I think that's pretty much it. clear up to filling it up with fluid. So I know, everybody, they've been saying, man, I want to ride the crap out of that IROC. So do I, especially this 5-speed. It's going to be so much fun. So it's crappy weather out. We're in southern Ohio. So yeah, I might have to wait till spring or a nice warm day, because the top on this sucker is shot. And yeah, I don't think I want to drive this with the top up, because it is really ratty looking. Especially with, you know, look, it's become even my storage bench. It's craziness, I tell you, crazy. And we're actually going to still upgrade these lights. We're going to put these in just to see how these are. These, you know, I don't know. I thought the other ones looked cooler. You guys can tell me what you think. Probably gonna roll with the other ones. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep them. I don't know. Maybe I'll make somebody a really good price on them. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry everything got distracted. We're gonna do better on the next one, okay? We're gonna do some headlight swap rating. I'm gonna show you if these things bolt directly in like they say, or if they don't, okay? There's a lot of mixed reviews. I don't like trusting anybody's reviews except for mine. Nobody pays me for them, so I've got no reason to lie to you. It doesn't gain me any money. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate every one of you, and we are sniffing at 100 people, 100 subscribers. Oh my God. As of today, I have 99 subscribers, but 100 ain't one. I need that 100, baby. So if you would, pretty please, with sugar on top. You know, it's down there. Is it down there? I know it is. Click that subscribe button, hit the like button, ring the bell, whatever it's got to take. And I appreciate every daggone one of you. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for subscribing, telling your friends, and keep on watching. It's going to get better. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and have a great weekend. We'll see you next time on Right Turn Garage TV.